Well, just like that, in the blink of an eye, it's week 10. Welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny, and tonight we're finishing it up at Lakeshore High School as Lakeshore takes on the Salmen Spartans. Lakeshore looking to finish up their second straight undefeated season. Now, let's bring in Coach Inman for more analysis. Coach, let's start with the home team. Let's start with Lakeshore. What do we know about them coming into tonight?
Offense, and more offense. I mean, it's like, you know, Nerf on turf. It's just you throw the ball anywhere you want. You can run it. Just so many options. So many options.
And the visiting Salmen Spartans.
I tell you what, some high-quality players on that side of the ball as well. You got Williams on the offensive side. Gillespie has had a great year from 78 on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to have to step up their game tonight because this Lakeshore team is stout.
Thanks, Coach. We'll have more analysis in the press box. I spoke with Lakeshore coach Craig Jones moments ago. Let's hear what he had to say, and we'll get to the action. Pre-game with Coach Jones. Now, Coach, I think I know your answer to this question, but a win tonight would be 2 undefeated seasons back-to-back. It hadn't been done since 75-76 with Covington. What does that mean to your program?
I mean, look, the coach's answer is we're going to focus on this game. We're going to make sure that we take care of what we need to win this game. But it's been a special run. It's been a special run, and we don't want to have it in tonight. We want to make sure that it's something that we can continue to move on with.
And this is a big rivalry in this district. A win tonight would tie up the history record. So what's it going to take to get a win tonight, and what would that mean for your program as well?
Well, we want to keep them off the field. They can run the ball pretty well, especially number 8. We want to make sure we contain him, and then we want to make sure that we can get the ball in space to our guys who can make some plays on the edge, and no turnovers. Make sure we control the penalties and just play a clean game.
Jack Geddes to kick it away for the Lakeshore Titans to get us underway. This Week 10 matchup between Lakeshore and Salmen. He boots this one away, and it will be into the end zone for the touchback on the season. Geddes' average is getting it to the 2-yard line, but that was his 46th touchback on the season.
That's impressive. And I tell you what, it put Salmen out there, and they're going to have to get situated. They're going to have to get some drives going and sustain those drives because that Lakeshore offense, it's potent. So the best game plan right now is to keep the Lakeshore offense on the sideline if you're the Salmen Spartans.
And a hard count to start the game, and it looks like we're going to have flags out on the first play for encroachment on Lakeshore.
Wow. Well, it makes first down a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, so a quick 5 for the Spartans. It's at 1st and 5, and quarterback Michael Marco, the junior quarterback.
And Marco's had a couple of good games this year. So
check that. That's Lowry at quarterback. You had Marco and Lowry back there, and that pass falls incomplete. But you had 2 guys who this season have lined up at quarterback for the Spartans. Williams was out there as a receiver.
And I tell you what, Marco, he can get out there and make some people miss on, as well. So with a 2nd and 5, I think that's one of those where they're trying to nice little slant, something kind of safe. Now it's time to pick up the slack if you're the Salmen Spartans.
Yeah, so Marco to Lowry's right, calling for it. Play action. Look, Lowry keeps it himself, breaks 1 tackle, and he'll be brought down by a host of Titans after a gain of about 2 on the carry, brought down by Devin Wabacher.
And I tell you what, as crazy as it sounds, this early in the game, in terms of confidence, this is a big 3rd down for the Salmen Spartans. If they can get this first down and keep this drive going, that's a big deal. Because, again, Lakeshore's offense, it is impressive.
So 3rd and 3 for the Spartans. Lowry in the gun. Lowry going hard count. Quickly, new play signed in, calls for it. Give goes to Marco. Right side has a seam.
Wow.
Rushing
then I gotta
50,
catch him.
40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Salmen Spartans, and the Spartans are on the board first.
And I tell you what, Mikel Marco right there, once he found that seam, he wasn't going to be caught. He's a quality football player, great athlete, and he showed right there he's got some wheels.
Yeah, kudos to that offensive line of Mers, Mercadale, Gable, Jones, and Bowman blowing open a hole.
And there was a huge hole right there. And, we're sitting here talking about Salmen sustaining a drive. I think they'll trade that for a drive.
Absolutely. Brings on Batista to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Mason James. Kick is up, and it is good. So, with 11:03 remaining here in the first, Lakeshore, Spartan leads 7-0. Batista to kick this one away for the Spartans after the Marco touchdown. And this one, low line drive, looking to keep it away from Bernard. And it'll be Westcott returning this one, busting through a hole, and he'll be brought down as he neared the 50-yard line. So Lakeshore will start this drive at the 49.
Yeah, Larry Barnes right there with an ankle tackle, because if he doesn't handle it, he might be going to the house.
We have flags down.
Got some dirty laundry on the field.
And so this may back up the Titans a little bit as we await the call from the White Hat.
Maybe in the area of holding on the return.
Face mask.
Wow.
Face mask called on Lakeshore. So that'll back them up 15. Well, no, even more. It's from the spot.
It's from the spot.
Yeah,
so
they're going to have a lot of field ahead of them.
Yes, they are. They can eat that ground up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, all they got to do is follow the Mikel Marco playbook for the Salmen Spartans and do the same, just in the reverse end. But that's an unusual call. Not to say it's the wrong call, because those guys, like we always talk about, they're right on top of the action. But that's one of those where you're like, wow, interesting call.
So 1st and 10, calling for it is Orban. Handoff goes to Max Lowry going left side, and he'll be brought down as he approaches the 20-yard line. Brought down.
Looked like Carl Simmons. Got in there and got the tackle.
2nd and 5, a 5-yard pickup for Lowry. Motion across Smeraldo, calling for it. Handoff. Lowry has a big hole, hits it hard, and still pushing defenders forward. He'll have the first down and then some. Initial contact there created by Carl Simmons, a sophomore for the Spartans.
Yeah, I mean, the initial contact was there, but just a nice steady churn for the first down. So good job by the Titans right there, picking up that first.
So a 1st and 10 for the Titans from the 32-yard line.
And again, they can eat the clock. They can definitely run the ball. But I wouldn't be surprised on 1st down right here to see them air it out. Test the Spartans' back line, if you will.
So Orban in the gun, calling for it. Handoff will go to Bernard, coming near sideline, makes one fall, jukes back inside. We have a flag down as Bernard was about a yard shy of the first down, but let's see what this call is.
Yeah, this is in the blocking in the back range. That's kind of what you see right there. Let's see, like you said, what it is.
Officials really mulling this one over.
Yeah, I tell you, it's a shame, and that is the call, blocking the back. Bernard was, making the moves out there and keeping the defense on roller skates.
But that'll back up the Titans here. Make it 1st and 15. The ball at the 28-yard line.
And I can tell you, this isn't what Coach Jones had in mind for the first series, but no panic. I mean, there's a reason his team is on this ridiculously long regular season winning streak. They're a quality team, very well disciplined, in spite of this couple of penalties here. Normally not the case.
Orban calling for it, looking to pass, gets it to Lowry on the screen, running upfield, has a seam, crossing the 50, and that's a 1st down for the Titans. It looks like it'll be spotted at the 49-yard line.
I'm going to tell you some nice downfield blocking right there. And again, no panic. Let's just find our play, get in our rhythm, keep going, and look for 6.
A good vision there from Lowry as well, following that seam.
And a good block downfield, and you know, a nice hold, not holding, but able to hold that block downfield.
Trips to the top of your screen once again. Orvin calling for it. This time another handoff. Lowry up the middle, and he had ball's loose and in the hands of a Salmen defender.
That's
it
big.
Was jarred loose on the hip, and
Donnell Warren, big number 64.
Warren comes away with it after it was jarred loose.
That's an early holiday present right there. Just popped right up and landed right in his arms.
So 8:56 to go here in the first. And Salmen leading 7-0, and they're forcing a big turnover.
Yeah, if you're Coach Shooter, you can't ask for a better start at this point. The big score by Markel, and then, you know, the turnover, and that was a gift and a well-received gift.
Lowry there with the hard count. Lakeshore holding discipline. Snap is back. Yeah, that looked like a bit of a jump from Lakeshore.
Yeah, he shot the gap and he was
false starts called by Salmen, so that's what triggered him to fire off.
Man, I tell you what, good job by him to actually pick up on that, see it, and then, you know, shoot the gap as you said. Mark Salmen back 5 yards.
Yep. So that'll make it 1st and 15 for the Spartans.
First down, 15, ball at the 34.
From the 34-yard line. As they look to extend this lead, march it down the field and extend this lead. Lowry calling for it, dropping back, rolling to his right, looking downfield, and he'll tuck it and run, where he'll be dropped by a host of Titans, led there by Wabacher. Also in on that tackle was Zach Bernard.
And I tell you what, Wabacher did a great job right there. He just basically was biding his time, making sure that Salmen wasn't going to find the edge, and as soon as the cut was made up the middle, he shed his block and went in and made the tackle with a host of other Titans.
Zach Bernard's been out since week 1 with an injury, making his return here tonight in week 10.
A nice present for the Titans on senior night.
Lowry slings it out. It's complete to Williams, and Williams will be swarmed by the Titans. Defense doing a good job flying to the ball.
Yeah, they did a great job of stringing that out, making sure it had nowhere to go but to the sideline. So that's going to set up a third and a pretty long distance here. We're talking almost 20 yards, 3rd and 19.
31-yard line.
Mackie Bellat in on the stop there. Yeah, 3rd and very long for the Spartans here.
This is one of those where there's not a whole lot of plays in the playbook.
Calling for it, low snap. Lowry fields it. Pass is complete out there to Steven Sims, but he's hit immediately.
Yeah, and that was a kind of weird play. You had 2 receivers in the same area, and it actually looked like the inside slot receiver was diving backwards for the ball, and it still was completed. Kind of a weird setup there.
Punt unit comes on. Batista trots out onto the field. Jacob Bernard at the 35-yard line awaiting the punt for the Titans.
Yeah, that's a scary guy if you're the Salmen Spartans back there to receive this, but Batista's had a pretty good year punting the ball.
Yeah, Bernard averages 23.5 yards on punt returns this season. The snap over his head, loses the handle on it. He'll run this one and be brought out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. So great field position for the Titans here.
Wow.
On the errant snap.
That is one of those where if you're the Lakeshore Titans, that's a gift on senior night as well. That's one of those, just a high snap. And, you know, you look for Batista right there maybe to try to get the kick off, even if it's rugby style. I can only assume that whoever was charging at him right there for Lakeshore took that angle away.
So Orban in the gun. Lakeshore quickly back out onto the field. You have in the backfield with Orban, Lowry and Bernard. The handoff will go to Bernard straight ahead, barreling through the line, still on his feet, rushing forward and quickly into the end zone. Jacob Bernard.
With an emphasis on quickly.
One play to get in the end zone for the Titans there. That offensive line did an excellent job of opening up a hole, and Jacob Bernard doesn't really need much of a hole.
Not at all. I mean, any seam at all, and he's not a small fella. So when he gets through, you know, anybody who's going to try to arm tackle him, good luck.
So Geddes on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Poirier. Snap. Oh, it's a fake. They launch it to Geddes. Geddes takes it into the end zone, and the two-point conversion is successful. And Lakeshore has taken the lead, 7:02 remaining here in the first quarter, and Lakeshore leads 8-7. So after successfully completing that two-point conversion for the Titans, Jack Geddes to kick this one away.
Tell you what a confident team.
And this one returned by Carl Owens, and Owens nearly brought down from behind and still on his feet after making three miss. Finally cleaned up there by Devin Wabacher on the stop, but a good return there by Owens.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that ball was going to find its way into the end zone. They were looking at a pretty long chew, and for him to stay on his feet, that tackle was on the high side. So I guess that's the benefit of not being a really tall returner.
So Salmen ball at the 17. Lowry, Williams to his right.
Trips to the left.
Oh, high snap. Lowry able to field it cleanly. Now running to the right side, and he'll be brought down over there far sideline by Griffin Davidson.
A good tackle right there, because I tell you what, you got to use the sideline as an additional defender when you have someone of quality, you know, running at you like that. So good decision.
Davidson, the senior safety, here on senior night at Lakeshore.
Second down and 8, the 19-yard
making his presence felt.
So Lowry awaiting the call from the sideline. Now they've, rather than having Marco back there with him, Williams is at running back. Calling for it, handoff goes Williams, barreling forward, and he's hit almost immediately and driven back by Wabacher, along with Griffin Davidson once again.
It's going to be a really short gain, but it does make the third down a little bit more manageable. Looks like Salmen's looking at about a 3rd and 6 here.
.539
third down and 6
on the clock here at 3rd and 6. Two-back set now. You have Marco and Williams back there. Calling for it is Lowry. And Lowry takes off, and good job by Zach Bernard to pull him down, pull his legs out from under him.
Yeah, I tell you what, he had Marco, Mikel right there Mikel Marco in the flat. So if the pressure didn't get to him as quickly as it did, Salmen could have picked up that first down right there, but good job right there by the Lakeshore Titans to apply pressure and make that whole situation a non-factor.
So that brings Batista back to punt for the Spartans, and Bernard standing near the 45-yard line to return this one. Snap is back, and it nearly blocked as Batista gets it away. And Bernard will return this one going left side, and he'll safely run out of bounds on that far sideline. So it'll be Lakeshore ball at the 46.
Number 6, Larry Barr.
Yeah, you had some guys out there, some top-end guys. Lemieux for Salmen, and believe it or not, Mikel Marco was actually out there as well. So
1st and 10 for the Titans. Orvin came into this game tonight with 1,990 yards, looking to cross into 2,000 on the season.
Wow, that's impressive.
Calling for it, handoff Bernard straight ahead once again, and he'll be brought down after about an 8-yard gain.
Well, if you're going to get 8 yards a pop, you can bet your bottom dollar you're going to see a steady supply of Mr. Bernard getting the ball.
And a junior for the Spartans, Tyron Casnave with the tackle there.
Looks like Mikel Marco is playing in the defense as well at the linebacker position. He's out there with his running mate Carl Simmons. They're going to have to step up and make some tackles on Mr. Bernard if you're Salmen.
Motion from Lowry, and the handoff goes Bernard once again left side, and he'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, good job right there. That was Christopher Jones, number 55 for Salmen. Just, flowing to the ball, not giving Bernard anywhere to go.
So that'll bring it a 2nd and 1 with the ball at the 45-yard line. Trips to the bottom of your screen. You see Jacob Bernard there getting set at the bottom of your screen. Orvin hard count.
Keep waiting for Lakeshore to put the rock in the air. We'll see if that happens here.
Snap back, give goes to Lowry following his big offensive line there blocking for him, and that's a big carry for Lowry, gaining about 7 yards on the carry.
They're just churning up some yards running the ball. I looked at it as a 3rd and 1. They would go for it on 4th and 1 on the other side of midfield. So
absolutely.
I was wondering if they would actually put it up in the air.
Trips to the bottom of your screen. You have Jordan Smeraldo Bernard calling for it. Orvin looking to pass downfield and rolling left, launches it, complete. Still on his feet, Bernard racing down, we're trying to hurdle a defender, and he's brought down, but Orvin has that over 2,000 yards now passing on the season.
Yes, he does, and I tell you what, a great job of surveying the field. Look, Salmen did a good job right there in the back end with their secondary. There wasn't a whole lot of places for him to go, so he looked to his check down. Bernard found him, and man, what a blessing for him to have Jacob Bernard as your check down guy. And you see what he's able to do.
Absolutely, brings up 1st and goal for the Titans. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Lowry to Orvin's right. Motion. Low snap, give goes to Lowry. Lowry loses it but falls on it after a gain of about 3 on the carry, 2 on the carry.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's one of those where, you want to go buy a ticket somewhere for a raffle prize because that ball bounced right up to him. You couldn't have had something that worked out more perfectly. He was able to just fall right on it, and pick up yards.
Yeah. So that brings up, about a gain of 2 on the recovery there, but that brings up 2nd and goal for the Titans. And Bernard at running back to Orvin's left.
So does this have Jacob Bernard?
Orvin calls for it. Give goes to Bernard, dancing around and dancing into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Yeah, he's just quality. And you could see just one little hop, skip through there. Nothing to it. He makes it look so easy.
So Geddes comes back on to attempt the extra point once again, and let's see if they go for 2 again or if they allow Geddes to put it through the uprights. Out of the hold of Poirier. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. So with 1:46 remaining here in the first quarter, Lakeshore leads 15-7. Geddes to kick this one away for the Titans. Boots it deep. Wow, he got all of that one. That's a touchback.
Yeah,
He put a big boot into it.
That was almost a field goal attempt.
So Spartans will start at the 20-yard line, looking to get another drive going. They had in that for their first drive, they had that big opening that allowed Michael Marco to take it to the house. Since then, Lakeshore stymied him.
Yeah, I tell you what, Marco shot out of a cannon right there, hit that gap and was gone. And look, Salmen's more than happy to have that occur again. So
now Marco, the quarterback, will keep it himself, dancing around, looking to go right side. Driving Womack back, and that'll be a first down. But there's a flag down on the field.
I didn't see anything there, honestly. So I can tell you this: nice little stutter steps to give himself just a tad bit more room.
It's holding against the Spartans, so that'll drive him back. But initially, they're good hard running from Michael Marco.
It was excellent, actually, because he looked like he was going to be tackled pretty quickly there. And again, a little stutter step, popped out, another little stutter step, popped out again to the sideline, and then absolutely giving a free massage right there.
Blue, 7, St. Paul 0.
Calling for it, Lowry in the gun. They're going with the hard count. They quickly reset after they do that hard count. Back handoff, hit almost immediately, and German suplexed by Westcott.
Yeah, Christian Westcott right there was not fooled at all. And he was making sure that he was going to handle his business.
So about a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Take that second down and 16.
Salmen trying to get the play in. Lowry, and now they're back to what they started with Marco in the backfield with Lowry.
And I tell you what, they need to pick up about 7 or 8 yards right here, because you don't want to be 3rd and long against this Titan defense.
Lowry looking to pass, pressure immediately coming. Evades one, Lowry long strides, taking up hurdles, the defender still going forward. But looks to be shy of the first down, but what a run there from Lowry.
That was absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, and flags down again for the Spartans.
Wow. Flag down on the play.
You see him shaking hands on the side saying, man, that was a good hurdle. Good job.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, then I ain't even mad.
No, not at all.
That was incredibly impressive.
Based on, looks like a couple of responses, this might be holding against Salmen. So,
yeah.
Man, that would be tough stuff to negate that athletic play. Oh, Lowry.
So mulling this one over, the officials taking their time before getting the call in.
It'd be nice if they just made their decision with some quickness. We do have the playoffs starting next week.
The conference. Oh, here we go. Personal foul
against the Spartans.
Called on Salmen.
I'm not sure what that call was.
Yeah. So that'll make it. Well, Salmen with the ball now at the 11-yard line.
So based on the yardage marked off, that had to be pretty much where he landed.
Yeah.
So if they knock 15 yards off of that, it puts them right back in the same position they were in before. My guess is something was said after the, play ended right there.
So 2nd and 19, 20 seconds to go on the clock. Calling for it is Marco. Dancing, and slung down with force there by number 48, Deontay Ducree, a sophomore for Coach Jones. The big hit there.
Yeah, Ducree filled the hole right there, and there was absolutely nowhere for Marco to go.
And that's the end of one as Lakeshore leads 15-7. To 3rd and 21 to start the second quarter. Oh, nearly getting him there on the hard count. Now calling for it, Lowry looking downfield, launches this one. Another flag is down, as that is an incomplete pass. But a flag came out. We'll see what the call is here. Some clarification that we got from Dave Williams and also the officiating crew up here with us is on that personal foul on the hurdle, as impressive as it was, you can't jump over a player while his head is still up. Well,
yeah, as it was explained to us, it's incorrectly so. You know, it's all about safety, player
exactly.
safety. So makes total sense.
Yeah. So now the personal foul call makes all the sense in the world to us.
And we were wondering what was taking so long. Obviously,
right.
The debate was where did that foul occur?
Right. So that on the Titans makes it 3rd and 11 for the Spartans. Ball on the 19, calling for it is Lowry, rolling to his left as pressure bears down from Westcott. Now running the other way, he's in his own end zone, launches it out complete to Williams over here near sideline, and he'll be brought down by Perry and Womack. That'll be shy of first down.
Yeah, I tell you what, if his eyes had popped up, he had a blown coverage. It looked all the way down here on the about the 45-yard line. He had number 2, Steven Sims, all alone. But when you're under duress, you don't see the whole field. That's the downside of being chased, you know.
When you're having to run away from Christian Westcott and Scott Scalia.
Exactly. It can kind of hinder your decision making.
So that's 4th down. It brings out Batista once again to punt this one away for the Spartans. Snap, high snap, over the head of Batista, into the end zone, and he'll cover it up for the safety. So, 11:36 on the clock. Lakeshore leads 17-7. So Batista to kick this free kick away. Perry and Bernard back deep. They keep this one on the ground. They don't want it to get to Perry or Bernard. It'll be picked up by the Titans and brought forward, dancing around and getting to, wow, still on his feet, and brought down on the return there for the Titans is Adam Randolph. Very aggressive running from Randolph, gets down for very good field position for the Titans to start this next drive at the 30.
Tell you what, a return like that by Randolph is enough to make opposing coaches go, you know what, that strategy of not kicking it to these other guys, let's add one more guy to that list. Because
but there was also Westcott was back there too. I mean, it's like you don't want it to get to that second or third line.
Right.
Trips to the top of your screen here on 1st and 10 from the 30. Smeraldo to the right of Orvin, calling for it. Orvin, pass complete. On his feet, rushing forward, has a seam, touchdown for Rhett Kimball. The sophomore wide receiver gets into the end zone on the slant pattern.
You can't ask for that to be executed any better. I mean, it's just a perfectly executed play, and 6 points. That's what you're going to get when you have perfection.
Out comes Geddes again to attempt the extra point.
And,
but just like that.
We talked about it before, you know, the game here. We talked about it a couple of times, you know, once the game started, how, you know, just amazing this offense can be.
Snap is back, Geddes' kick is up, and it is through. So with 11:20 to go here in the second quarter, Lakeshore leads 24-7. So Geddes kicks this one away after the Titan touchdown, and that will be into the end zone once again. Another touchback on the night for Geddes, now with 48 on the season.
Yeah, and I tell you what, once Lakeshore is in the playoffs, what an asset to have.
Absolutely. Back to the high-powered offense of Lakeshore for a second. That was Orvin's 27th touchdown of the season to his 6th different receiver.
Wow. That's what you call, you know, being not only exceptional but efficient and spreading the ball around.
First and 10 for the Spartans at the 20-yard line. Marco at quarterback with Williams to his left, calling for it. Marco pumps, throws, hit immediately. Wow. I mean, when you pump fake on a screen, it kind of shows where you're looking, and then he releases it that way. The corner was biting on it the whole way.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's not something that Ronald Lemieux is going to be too happy about, with that free massage you got right there. But again, it's one of those where if Lemieux can actually just make one move around that cornerback, he might have some space in front of him. But
that brings up 2nd and 15 for the Spartans.
Certainly not what you wanted if you were sound.
Lowry, the quarterback, calling for it. Handoff to Marco, and he's hit in the backfield. A big guy, so he's still on his feet. He's not brought down, but a host of Titans driving him back. Contact started there by Scott Scalia, who we talked about it in the Pearl River game. Scott Scalia, not the biggest guy to be playing nose. But, they have him at defensive end in this one. He was playing nose for most of the season. 5'9", 175. But he plays with his hair on fire.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got the heart to get in there and stick his nose in and create havoc, more power to him.
Well, no, they moved. Yeah, he's in interior line now. Calling for it. Looking downfield, Lowry, pressure bearing down from Bernard, launches this one incomplete. Intended out there for Williams, and on the coverage was Mackie Balot.
Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of pressure right there, rolling in. That was number 44. I'm sorry. Was it 44? I thought it was 44.
Bernard, Zach Bernard.
Zach Bernard, no wonder he's not on the roster. I'm sitting here looking. Yeah, impressive.
So Smeraldo back to return this punt. He averages 9 yards on 7 attempts on the season. But Batista will be punting from his own end zone, and another dangerous spot for Salmen. Snapper gets the snap down. Pressure coming immediately, and it looked like Westcott got a hand on it to block it. And the Spartans will down it at the 25-yard line. So another short field for the Titans.
Definitely, that's the last thing you wanted to do if you were Salmen, is give Lakeshore's high-powered offense a short field. So basically, we're going from Zach Bernard now to the other Bernard.
To Jacob.
I mean, that's almost cruel.
And then they have a little brother who's a freshman, listed on the offensive depth chart, the second right tackle. He's a 6'2", 215-pound freshman.
Wow.
Orvin, good fake there, rolling right, complete pass out to Smeraldo, staying in bounds, rushing forward, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, diving for it. And they're going to say he was out of bounds at about the 10.
What an amazing effort, though. I mean, he might have got a toe out. I tell you what, he was tight roping all the way down to the pylon, and if it wasn't for a toe going over the line, that effort would have been worth 6, and quite frankly, the effort was deserving of 6. I get it, he's out of bounds, but man, what an effort.
So 1st and 10 from the 10 for Lakeshore. Lowry to the left of Orvin and Bernard. Running back behind Orvin, the handoff goes Bernard straight ahead, and he'll be driven back by a host of Spartans there, led by Carl Owens.
Yeah, I tell you what, Owens did a good job, and then cleaned up eventually by Chris Jones, and not to mention a couple other guys in there as well.
Michael Marco playing both ways.
Yeah, I mean, what heart and drive right there from that young man. So
2nd and goal from the 8 for the Titans. This clock runs 8:40 to go here in the second. Play action, launched out. Oh, Smeraldo drops it in and out of his hands.
It was a good placement. The ball was kind of fluttering, though. I don't know if it just kind of came out of his hand a little funny. That's one of those where when you're receiving these passes, and they're almost always excellent, and you get one that's kind of fluttering, it's tough to get a handle on it.
So that makes it 3rd and goal from the 8 for the Titans. Smeraldo in that spot where Jacob Bernard was at tailback. Lowry to Orvan's left, calling for it. Orvan, play action, pass complete on the slant to guess who?
We know who, and that's the typical pass we see from Orvan. So,
Mr. Bernard gets to the end zone once again.
What else is there to say? I mean, you know, just like we talk about, go ahead and put the Superman cape on him and call it a day. He's elite.
Geddes on to attempt the extra point. We'll talk a little bit later about the recruiting trail for Bernard. The snap is down, kick is up, and it is through. So with 8:32 remaining here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 31-7. Geddes to kick this one away. Once again for Lakeshore, and he's been a touchback machine so far. This will be returned. This one's short. Returned at the 10 from the 10-yard line. The returner still on his feet. That's Clivens. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. That's where the Spartans will start this drive, as they're looking to put a drive together to get to the end zone.
Yeah, and Salmen, we've talked about this. They need to keep their offense on the field unless they're hitting a home run, you know, which goes without saying. But if they could keep their offense on the field and give their defense a breather right here, I'm sure their defense would be greatly appreciative, because facing that Lakeshore offense is a chore.
1st and 10 from the 25. Lowry alone in the backfield, calling for it. Screen out, it's high, but complete, and he's mauled immediately by a host of Titans. But complete to Larry Barnes, senior wide receiver and defensive back for the Spartans.
Yeah, he went up and got it and was able to squirm ahead for a couple of yards. But I tell you what, third down is, second down and 8 is a lot better than the second and longs that they've been seeing.
So now that you'll see we have 5 wide once again for the Spartans, calling for it. Lowry stepping, and no, he'll be brought down, sacked by Christian Westcott. And I mean, that pressure was bearing down almost immediately.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot he can do. I mean, you saw him, stutter step right there, try to find a little bit of space, but there just wasn't any.
So that'll bring up third and a long 15.
And I tell you
for
what,
the Spartans.
That type of immediate pressure really makes life difficult for your wide receivers, because they need at least a couple of seconds to try to find some space against these DBs, and it's just not happening. The pressure's not allowing it. So, which is a great sign for the Lakeshore, Titans. That's an excellent thing to have going forward into the playoffs.
So Lowry, hard count there on 3rd and 16, calling for it. No, with whistles.
It's going to be a delay.
Almost immediate. And Salmen, before the delay called, Salmen calls a timeout. So 6:34 to go here in the first half, and Lakeshore leads 31-7. All right, so coming out of the timeout, Salmen calling for it. Handoff goes to Marco. Room to run, barreling forward, and he'll get back a little bit past the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be a 4th down for the Spartans.
Again, he's showing that he's got the capability of impacting most games. Unfortunately for Salmen, they're 24 down at this point.
Going for it on 4th and 8, same play, and this time Marco caught by Westcott and wrestled down in the backfield.
And Lakeshore's going to set up
another short field.
Yeah.
So they're going to set up shop at around the 26-yard line. With the turnover on downs.
I'm sorry, that was 4th down. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for your Titans.
So Lakeshore is going to set up shop at the 27.
Yeah, that can definitely make life difficult on the Spartan defense, having that offense, you know, come out on the field and literally have a field goal pretty much ready to roll out.
Lakeshore waiting the play from the sideline. Calling for it is Orvin. Play action. Complete to Bernard. Spinning around. Going. Wow. Making 3 miss. And into the end zone. Wow. That's all I have to say.
That's a quick 7, isn't it?
I mean, he runs. He catches the pass on a slant pattern. Gets it. 3 defenders converge on him. He spins away.
Yep.
And takes it to the house.
And was in high gear immediately as soon as he saw open space. Just absolutely amazing. It's almost stupendous.
And we will step away for the injury timeout as the Spartan player is down. So Getty's on to attempt the extra point after the injury stoppage. Snap is back, placed, kick is up, and it is good. So with 5:53 remaining here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 38-7. So Getty's once again to kick this one away for the Titans. Put a charge into that one, and that will be another touchback for him. That's his 49th touchback on the season.
Unbelievable.
So if Lakeshore scores another time and allows him to kick it off, he could have 50 touchbacks on a season.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's all there is to say. You know, when Lakeshore got the ball at the 27-yard line, that's what I said. They're immediately in field goal range.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's a scary thought. You're putting that offense on the field. In worst case scenario, if you do, you know, get them off the field without a turnover, you're in field goal range.
Yeah, Getty's a good 2-sport athlete for the Titans, or 3-sport athlete for the Titans, actually, because he competes in track and field as well as soccer and football. And here Lowry taking it near sideline, and he'll be dropped by Randolph. Big hit there.
That was a big hit.
But yeah, immediately after football season, both he and Bernard, Getty's and Bernard, go into soccer season. And then after that, Bernard goes off to baseball, and Getty's goes to track and field.
They stay busy.
Where he was all district.
2nd down and 8.
That brings up 2nd and 8 for the Spartans.
Ball at the 23.
Lowry with Simmons to his right. Calling for it. Looking to pass, screen out and incomplete. As that was intended for Ronald Lemuel.
Last chance to purchase your project graduation raffle tickets.
So,
yeah, just like that, we're looking at 3rd and 7.
Second prize, $1,000.
Yeah.
Third prize is $500.
And there, that wasn't,
The tickets are available,
you know, a defensive stop there. That was a weak pitch and catch.
Yeah, that's one of those where the pass was a little low, couldn't get his hands on it. And if he had, it might have picked up a couple of yards, and particularly if he was able to turn around and get squared up. Worst case scenario, fall forward. But 3rd and 7, it's a lot more manageable than the 3rd and long they've been seeing.
Slinging it out and incomplete, intended there for Williams. Brings up 4th down once again for the Spartans, and they'll keep that offensive unit out there as I don't see Batista. Oh wait, Batista trotting out late as the punting unit comes on.
Well, I tell you what, the way Lakeshore's been able to get up the middle on these punts and apply pressure, and that's something they've done very well on the season too. A lot of excellent special teams play.
They have Williams back there near Batista. Oh, now stepping forward. I thought they were putting him back there as even more protection. Yeah, there he goes back. Snap is back. Batista kicks this one away very high. And driven back. The fair catch was there. He was contacted, but the whistle blows to stop play.
Yeah, I tell you, that was something that Salmen needed, was a good punt with no return, and that's exactly what they got. So it was a good job by Batista.
So Lakeshore will have 50 yards ahead of them on this drive.
Yeah, that's about 5 seconds for Mr. Bernard to find Tater at his at his clip. So
he's listed as on their record board in the locker room or in the weight room, turning up 4.340.
It's not slow, is it?
It's about a second faster than me.
Only a second, because I can promise you it's a lot more in terms of my speed.
Handoff going to Lowry, barreling forward, and Lowry will be very close to that first down.
Good hard running right there, right up the middle.
Short of the first down, it'll be second down.
And I tell you,
so it'll be second and inches, or nope, second and 1 after the carry from Max Lowry.
There's so many things you know, that Lakeshore has at their disposal in terms of play calling with all of these guys.
Max Lowry came limping off the field, so they send Westcott in at running back.
Well, that's not something you want to see for
no.
the Lakeshore Titans.
Orvin calls for it, looking to pass, slings it out to Jordan off his fingertips, and out of bounds, a high pass. Oh, and a late flag out.
Well, I guess they're going to call a personal foul there.
And the personal foul called on the Spartans there. So first down for the Titans.
And
that marches them 15 yards down.
Just that much closer to finding the end zone.
Penalty on Spartans. Personal foul. 15-yard penalty.
So first and 10 at the 20-yard line. And Westcott still in there to the right of Orvin. Calling for it, Orvin looking downfield, launches this one, complete, touchdown to Smeraldo.
I tell you what, just beautiful pitch and catch, and again, they have so many assets, you know, to roll out on the field and take advantage of. And again, high-powered offense.
Smeraldo's 7th receiving touchdown of the season.
Man.
So Geddes coming out to attempt the extra point once again.
And you know, you just mentioned it earlier, Parker Orvin. I mean, he's just finding different receivers.
Yes.
6 different guys.
Snap is back, and we have a flag down. And an illegal substitution on the Spartans. So Geddes, he'll move him up a slight bit, and he'll attempt the extra point once again. Out of the hold of Poré.
Jack Geddes again to attempt the extra point.
Snap back, kick is up, and it is through. So with 3:49 to go here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 45-7. So Geddes kicking this one away. Will it be 50 touchbacks on the season? Yes.
Of course.
Yep. His 50th touchback.
Wow.
For the season.
Again, you know, assets everywhere. You look at Lakeshore's ability to get in and put pressure on the punter and even block punts, flipping the field position. You've got the kickoffs. You know, the punter's able to put the ball where they want it as well.
Not that they do it a lot.
No.
But yeah, Jacob Bernard has 13 punts and averaging 39 yards a punt. 1st and 10 for Salmen here with 3:30 to go before half. And Lowry will keep it himself, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 1.
Yeah, I tell you what, the opposing coaching staff is going to think that Lakeshore punting is just simply a rumor. But, yeah, when Bernard has to put a charge into the ball, he certainly can do so.
Yeah, Lakeshore's averaging 1.3 punts a game.
The question is does Jacob Bernard even practice?
Well, he was warming up doing it.
Okay.
It's possible that's the only time in the week he does.
Maybe so. Go out there and punt a few and let's roll with it.
So 2nd and 9 for the Spartans. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Lowry calling for it. Handoff. And he's met almost immediately. Zach Bernard getting there along with Scalia. Check that, along with Westcott.
I tell you what a big deal it is to get Zach Bernard, rolling. So he's going to be an impact player in the playoffs.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Spartans with 2:10 to go here in the second quarter.
And looking at the play clock wind down.
Yeah, still 14 seconds to go, and they're just waiting on this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the story is. They're going to wait to call timeout.
To 1, and Salmen takes a timeout. So 1:46 to go here in the first half. Lakeshore leads 45-7.
3rd down and 9.
The 3rd and 9 for the Spartans. Calling for it, Lowry, handoff, and brought down. The handoff went to Williams. He was brought down by Westcott.
4th down.
So that's another 4th down. Clock continuing on, 90 seconds to go here in the first half. And Batista and the punting unit coming out.
And Batista, again, if he can get the ball off and put a little loft on it, that's about the best course of action so far in terms of special teams with the Salmen Spartans.
Smeraldo back to return this one.
Smeraldo back deep.
And they're letting this one run down the play clock at 11 seconds, 51 on the game clock. Still going, and they're going to call timeout. So 38 seconds remaining here in the first half, and Lakeshore leads 45-7. So 4th down, Batista back to punt coming out of the timeout. Snap high, mishandles it. Batista in the end zone, picks it up and dropped, and that's another safety. So with 30 seconds remaining here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 47-7. So free kick for Batista following the safety. As he boots this one short, and it's back. It'll be picked up and returned by Perry. Perry running forward, has a steam, still on his feet, pushed forward. Looking to cut it near sideline, dancing around past the 20. Missed tackle from behind, and he gets all the way down to the 15-yard line. Great return there by Brennan Perry.
Unbelievable.
The 5'8", 170-pound senior for the Lakeshore Titans.
Once again,
another short field.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that Lakeshore's offense is like.
And Lakeshore's going 5 wide here.
First down and 10 for the Titans at the 14-yard line.
Orban awaiting a new play from the sideline. 13 seconds to go, and it's possibly Well, let's see. Running, dropping back, launches this way, complete, touchdown, Smeraldo once again. That's Smeraldo, 8 touchdowns, and that was the 30th for Oregon.
Wow. We're kind of running out of superlatives here. I mean, wow just seems like an understatement.
So Geddes on to attempt the extra point once again. Snap is back, kick is up and through. And with 7 seconds remaining here in the first half, Lakeshore leads 54-7. So Geddes here to kick this one away. Can he make it 51?
And that's a done
yes.
deal.
Yep. Another touchback for Jack Geddes.
I mean, again, we're running out of superlatives.
Many superlatives for many people on this. We have to, at half, we should just pull out a dictionary to try and find new words.
That's right. That's right. Because I tell you what, we're definitely running out of the positives to say in terms of Lakeshore. So again, the kickoffs, the pressure up the middle on the blocked punts, which have, or the pressures that have led to safety. So
handoff here goes to Marco, looking to cut it upfield, and he'll be dropped in the backfield by Westcott along with Deontay Ducree, and that will bring us to halftime as Lakeshore leads 54-7.
Congratulations and go Titans.
Salmen to kick this one away. Batista to boot this one back. And keeps it short. And Lakeshore will fall on it. It was recovered there by Scalia.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it was a live ball. Not a bad job by Batista to pick out someone on the opposing team and just have a rip and see what happens. Didn't pan out. Nothing wrong with the idea, though.
They pick somebody on the opposite side, but other than kicking it to Bernard or Perry.
That goes without saying.
Yeah. So Orvin and company take to the field again. Orvin, 5 touchdowns, 31 on the season.
To 6 different guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you must be watching Drew Brees on occasion.
It's high-powered offense that we've talked about. Lakeshore leads 54-7, and the handoff goes to Foster on first down, and he's barreling forward. We have a flag thrown. That would have been a first down, but the flag's thrown in the area of holding.
It looks to be. So
and it is holding.
Case, so.
Holding on the Titans, but a good run there by the sophomore. Oh, check that. That was a Ryan Degree, a junior running back.
I'll tell you, good hard running. So I would imagine every time he gets a chance to tote the rock, you're going to see that effort. So that's going to set up a replay at first, but a very long first.
Mandeville Seafood Market and Eatery, AAA professional
Must be first and 17, give or take.
Hard count there. A good bit of first teamers still in for the Titans. Orvin calling for it, play action, screen pass complete to Spencer Jordan. As Jordan barrels forward, he'll get about a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up second and 11.
Yeah, and then I tell you what, again, most teams you look at a 2nd and 11 and you're like, you know what, it's tough stuff here behind the chains, but Lakeshore, their offense is just so potent.
So Ryan Degree to the left of Orvin, now in at running back. Orvin calling for it, give, goes to Degree, has a hole, hits it, and runs into the back of one of his own guys.
Number 30 on the carry.
He'll be brought down, but it'll bring up, let's see, third and 6. And Mers with the stop for Salmen.
Yeah, and I tell you, let's see what Salmen's defense does right here, because in terms of this down and distance, this is something that's manageable.
So you see Smeraldo, Kimball, and Poirier at the bottom of your screen. Kimball made for that 6th different person to throw a touchdown to. And this would complete to Smeraldo. That's a first down for Lakeshore.
And once again, just a simple pitch and catch. The design is, you know, how can I say this? Simple, but incredibly effective. And you just trust you guys to go out there to execute. And the staff at Lakeshore, they obviously trust these guys because they execute at a very high level.
So a 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Calling for it is Orvin. Handoff goes to Degree, and he's hit immediately and driven back. Brought down there by Mers, along with big Donnell Warren in there.
Yeah, I tell you, Warren getting in, and he's following up his fumble recovery early in the first half. I'd still look back, that ball just perfectly put right in his hands. That's not the guy you want to be trying to bring down. He's not a small fella.
So that makes it 2nd and 10 for the Titans. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Calling for it, low snap. Looking to pass, Orvin slings it out, complete to Kimball. Breaking one and still on his feet. Brought down by, it took a whole army of Spartans there.
Yes, it did, and once again, just flawless execution. You know, nice little crossing route, perfectly placed, just more of the same.
Kimball, a 6'1", 165-pound sophomore for the Titans. So for another 1st and 10 as the Titans continue this march.
You're in good hands with Allstate. Please be sure to visit all Titan sponsors and thank them for supporting Lakeshore Titan football.
Orvin taking his time as the play clock winds down. Give to Degree, right side, has room to run, catches the edge, and he'll be run out of bounds after crossing the 10.
So it's going to set up a 1st and goal.
Forced out of bounds on the far side by host of Spartans.
1st and goal. But Lakeshore Titans still pushing the ball downfield.
And again, when you execute as well as they do and are as efficient as they are in terms of getting to the line, getting the ball in play, and just rolling down the field, it is a sight to see.
So another 1st and 10. Degree switching to the right side. Calling for it. Orvin, play action, launches this one for Jordan, and touchdown! Spencer Jordan, the 6'2", 205-pound junior receiver, and that's 32 on the season for Orvin, 6 tonight.
And I tell you what, he threw his receiver open right there. There was a defender between, the receiver and the ball. Put it in space, let the receiver go get it. It's just perfectly executed.
And Geddes will come on to attempt another extra point. He also had that 2-point conversion early.
Yes, he did.
Geddes on to attempt the extra point.
Snap is back, kick is up, and it is through. So with 7:09 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, Lakeshore leads 61-7. Geddes to kick this one away for the Titans. Puts the charge into this one, and this will be returned as it bounces off the chest of Spartan player there.
Fumble recovered by the Spartans.
But luckily, number 5, Carl Owens, able to fall on it.
And I tell you what, that took some guts by Owens, because that ball definitely got away from him. And there was, as you always say, a host of Titans rolling in. So
Devin Wabacher was right there.
Yeah, he had to actually make sure that he was the first guy there. And like I said, it took some guts to make sure and cover that ball.
So 1st and 10 at the 14 for the Spartans. Handoff going to Marco, looking left side, and he'll be brought down by Aubrey Womack after a gain of 1.
Yeah, Mikael Marco, he's definitely got some ability. He's one of those guys we've seen earlier in the year. Just, man, churns out some yards. That includes tonight, by the way, because he did have the lone touchdown for the Spartans, and it was a thing of beauty.
So it makes 2nd and 7 for the Spartans. Little hard count there. Now Lowry coming near side, looking to cut it upfield, wrapped up by Womack, and that'll be a 1st down for the Spartans.
And that's exactly what the Spartans need at this point. A drive, extend the drive, keep their defense off of the field, keep their offense on the field, and more importantly, keep Lakeshore's offense on the sideline.
But a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for the Spartans.
And I think we're seeing pretty much what we're going to be seeing for a few reasons. One, it's the smart play. It's the plays that Salmen seems to be running the most effectively, and turning out a 1st down.
5 wide, Marco at quarterback. Marco calls for it, and this will be a keeper up the middle. He runs into a wall, looks to bounce it out left side, and he'll be run down from behind by Adam Randolph.
Yeah, it's going to be a real slight gain of 1, and there is a flag on the play.
Flag out late. Let's see what this call is. Well, they're looking and marking it off back. So that's going to be a personal foul called on Salmen to back him up.
I'm not sure what that was, but it certainly didn't help you if you were a Salmen Spartan.
No, that'll make it, first and a mile.
First down and 23.
First and 23.
Man, I tell you what, everything was working pretty well there on this drive, and then the wheels just kind of fell off. So it's going to take a big play by Salmen.
Handoff going to Williams, left side, and run down and out of bounds by Devin Wabacher.
Devin Wabacher on the South Florida Titans, second down.
That's going to bring up second and still
a mile.
Yeah, it's a second and 20.
Salmen awaiting a play from the sideline. Taking their time as the play clock. Not running yet. There it goes.
Second down, 22.
So second and 22 for the Spartans. 4 minutes to go here in the third. Hard count, two-back set. They went with that hard count again, and it looks like they got a Titan player. That's John Hogue.
Yeah, I tell you what, they went back to the well right there, and it paid off.
So that'll give them 5.
It's still going to be second and long.
Yeah, second and 17 for the Spartans.
It's going to take a few more hard counts.
Another scoring update, Mandeville 20, Covington 6. Fountain Blue trail.
And here Lowry dropping, rolling to his left, launching this one deep and picked off by Adam Randolph, staying inbounds. Now running back toward his sideline, crossing the field, rushing forward 20, 15. And he'll be brought down at about the 10-yard line, and a very late flag comes out.
No matter what the flag is, it's going to be yet another short field for Lakeshore.
Looking like a blindside hit. So it'll still be a short field, but that'll just drop him back a little.
The question is will they immediately be in field goal range?
All right, ball spotted. Let's see. Official running with it. He'll spot it at the 36. So, yeah, still a short field for the Titans. And look, in at quarterback is Kempton Hollingshead.
Getting some valuable experience here.
He's a freshman.
Yeah.
So the freshman getting some time under the lights on Friday night. Calling for it, handoff. There's the DeGrew. Coming left side, and he'll be thrown back by Marco. But a gain there from DeGrew.
Again, you just have to be impressed with Marco. He doesn't look at the scoreboard. He just plays hard.
Yeah, he's played hard since that first whistle.
Absolutely, on both sides of the ball.
And Ironman, many Salmen players are playing Ironman football.
Very much so.
So Hollingshead, hard count there, has 3 to the right. Hollingshead calling for it. Play action, screen out, complete. And running upfield, that'll be about a yard shy of the first down there, complete to Ryan O'Rourke, a senior wide receiver for Coach Jones.
Nice pitch and catch right there. It's going to set up a 3rd and short. And again, easily within field goal range.
3rd down and 1.
Yeah, 3rd and 1. Let's see if Getty's not warming up yet. But he's been pretty warm, yeah.
Any extra points as he's kicked tonight. He doesn't have to do a whole lot of warming up.
Hollingshead calling for it. Handoff goes to DeGrew, waiting for a hole to open up, and it didn't, as Salmen rushes through and drops him for a loss So that'll be 4th down for the Titans. And let's see.
Well, they're
Spencer Jordan coming out, and they're staying with the offense out here.
Well, they're saying it's 3rd down. But
well, we thought it was 4th.
Confusion there.
Yeah.
It's just the old Missouri 5th down.
All right. I mean,
I'm not quite certain.
Hollingshead calling for it. Give goes to DeGrew, right side, and he'll get the 1st down. So regardless of if that was 3rd or 4th, it's a 1st now. So
didn't matter. So
that drive continues as 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd, and I'd assume we'll see if they have Hollingshead run that play clock all the way down.
That very well may be the case.
And let's see, false start, or form of illegal procedure. Yeah, so that'll be called on the Titans. That'll back them up a little bit, make it 1st and 15. When we come back at the top of the 4th quarter, at the end of 3, Lakeshore leads 61-7.
Second play, Deanne Stevens.
So 1st and 15.
That was for $1,000. This is the $500. David Lindsay.
Hollingshead calls for it, gives to DeGrew, looking to cut upfield, rushing forward, and he'll get back maybe a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage.
Still nice job of DeGrew right there, seeing the penetration by Salmen's defense, making a nice hard cut to get something out of nothing. And a good job of Salmen's defense right there again. You got some of those guys out there that are just putting the work in.
Hollingshead and some of the starting offensive line still in, even though it's mainly 2s in at the skill position. Usually the last thing you pull is the starting offensive line. Handoff going to DeGrew, has a seam, running through, breaking tackles, and brought down by Larry Barnes.
And Barnes did a good job right there. I mean, once DeGrew got to him, he made sure he made the tackle, but he was also going for the strip right there, trying to get the ball out. Didn't work. DeGrew did a good job holding on to the rock, making sure it was secure, but good job by him as well to look for that that strip. Try to create a turnover.
3rd and inches. 3rd and inches for the Lakeshore offense here. Hollingshead calls for it, fakes it, he'll keep it himself right side. And he's tripped up and he will, well, the ball, let's see if they say he was, yeah, they say he was down before the ball came out there, but that is a 1st down on the run there from Kempton Hollingshead.
Good hard running, but man, you got some guys there for Salmen that were laying in wait, and they gave him a massage and then some.
10 minutes to go here in the game. It's this first team offensive line protects the young quarterback in Hollingshead. And let's see which side that's called on.
Looks like number 57, Chris Mers, kind of got a. Oh, no.
No, that's going to be a false start called on the left tackle for Lakeshore.
I think Mers actually thought it was on himself.
I'm going to withhold saying a name because when I played offensive line, the only time I ever got my name said was when it was a penalty, and I hated that.
Well, I tell you what, Chris Mers is still he's still putting in the effort out there. He was the reason that DeGrew had to cut up inside earlier, so kudos to him.
9:06 to go here in the 4th. Calling for it, toss going out to DeGrew. Wow, and Marco, head full of steam, brings him down. gain of maybe 1 on the carry, but Marco coming out of nowhere.
Again, we've talked about his effort. We just mentioned Mertz. I mean, some of these guys for Salmen are really, like I said, the effort is still there. And that's just a testament to their character, you know.
21, Fountain Blue 20.
Lakeshore continuing to drive. High-powered offense here. We talked about Jacob Bernard, a sensational night for him tonight. I said we would talk about his recruiting trail. Right now, standing offers as this pass is slung out and complete to Jaden McClain. Offers from teams like Army, West Point, Memphis, Tulane, Southeastern, and then the number 9 team in the nation right now, the Kentucky Wildcats, have offered.
Man, what a, you know, you look at Benny Snell, who's up there right now. Can you imagine just jumping right into his shoes? Obviously, Kentucky, they've got something good going on there.
Hollingshead in the gun also for Bernard, Colorado State, and UL Lafayette. UL Lafayette wants him not only for football, but for baseball as well. DeGrew rushing forward, carrying defenders with him and brought down.
He's just, like I said, he's an elite player, an elite athlete, and that translates to more than one sport in this case. He's just an amazing athlete.
Yeah, he's also the center fielder for the Lakeshore baseball team.
It's unreal. And obviously, if West Point is involved, you know his academics are also just, you know, fantastic.
Yeah, they were saying in senior night, 3.5 GPA.
Unreal.
Ooh, nearly catching a guy jumping. Oh, and there goes the flag. So that'll move half the distance to the goal. It'll be from the 3 now.
Ball at the 3-yard line, 4th down.
Clock 6:37 to go. Hollingshead awaiting the new play from the sideline, switching DeGrew.
Yeah, it looks like DeGrew's going to get this, and the question is will he find pay dirt?
Readjusting once again after moving DeGrew, they move him back. Trips left for Lakeshore. Hollingshead calls for a give, goes to DeGrew, and barrels in to the end zone. Ryan DeGrew, the junior running back, rushes it in.
That answers that question right there. I mean, there was no question in my mind he was getting the ball. The only question was, would he be able to find pay dirt, and he most certainly did.
Also the 6th different player to score a rushing touchdown for the Lakeshore Titans this season.
Again, they spread the ball around. No other way to say it. That's what happens when you have, as we mentioned earlier, a lot of assets to work with.
So Getty's on again to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Poirier. Snap is back, kick is up, and it is through. So with 6 minutes to go here in the game, Lakeshore leads 68-7. So Getty's to kick this one away. Lakeshore leads 68-7 and get ever closer to making history. 2 undefeated seasons back to back. This one will be returned. Taken by Clivens. And he'll be slowed down from behind and then eventually cleaned up.
Good return though, good hard running for sure.
The tackle there made by number 50, Miles Stanchek, a sophomore linebacker for the Titans. Initial contact. Was made by Scalia.
The Salmen have a different quarterback in here as well.
Yeah, Salmen puts in Justin Hudson, a sophomore quarterback.
Getting some quality time as well.
And with Aaron Williams. Aaron Williams has been special for the Spartans for, this is his 3rd season. He's a senior. And he's dropped there by the Titans. But Williams has been spectacular, both sides of the ball for the Spartans here. This will be his final game of his high school career.
And it's been an excellent career.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't judge a career on one game. You judge it over, obviously, the course of all his time that he's put in out there on the field on Friday nights, and it's been a heck of a run.
Well, in this season, even with the woes of the Salmen offense, he's averaged nearly 5 yards a carry. Last year, when Salmen had a stellar season eventually, losing to Lakeshore in the district championship, but still a great season last year, he was averaging almost 6.6 yards a carry.
Just goes to illustrate his quality.
Hudson calling for it, keeps it himself, coming near side, and he'll be brought down. Open field tackle there by Damon McLean, a senior defensive back.
Nice tackle right there in the open field, as you mentioned. It's going to bring up a third down, and looks to be about 6.
Once again, Titan fans, following the conclusion of tonight's game, we actually stayed.
So
playing in the alma mater.
Hudson calling in the play. The running back there, Carl Owens, to the left. Calling for it. Handoff will go to Owens, looking to follow a block there. And wow, a great job there by Ryan DeGrew.
Yeah, Ryan DeGrew in the hole, making a tackle right there.
So
and that was a big
both
collision.
Sides of the ball there, but he got off the block there of his pulling guard, Tyron Casnave. He was able to just shuck him out of the way and make that tackle.
It just goes to show you he's also an Iron Man playing on both sides of the ball. At least he has the capabilities of doing so.
4th down and 3.
Maybe he was watching Mikel Marco earlier and said, you know what, I think I want to try that.
Handoff going to Carl Owens, right side, hard running, and DeGrew brings him down.
And that's enough for a first down. Good job right there.
On the stop for the Titans.
I mean, nice work by Owens, getting to the edge and putting on the Jets.
So 2:40 to go in this one. Salmen bringing in a play from the sideline here, first down. Ball at the 37.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Owens in terms of his acceleration. He is shot out of a cannon if he can find some space.
Oh, yeah. Hudson, a big sophomore, calls for it, gives to Owens again. Owens had a hole, he hit it hard, and wow, that was filled up almost immediately with big pop there from number 50, Miles Stanchak.
Yeah, Stanchak saw Owens hit the hole, and again, Owens is at full speed in 2 steps, but he doesn't have the size to overpower anyone. He's a guy who's a change of pace guy, and he paid for that when he got in the hole, but again, he's full speed almost instantly.
Second down for the Spartans. Hudson calls for it, pulls this time, running upfield. DeGrew making the tackle in the open field. And cleaned up there by Gavin LeBlanc, a freshman safety.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2. So Salmen again looking to extend this drive.
A minute to play here in this game. New quarterback in for the Spartans. Handles it, handoff, met and driven back.
Good hard run and got the first down right there.
The run there. The in-at quarterback was Jack Gillikin. He's a freshman for the Spartans. The 33 seconds to go in this one. Salmen maybe they'll run one more play. Trips to the top of your screen for the Spartans. Gillikin calls for it. Handoff goes, and he'll be driven down by Patrick Oakland, a senior linebacker for the Titans. And the buzzer will sound. to end this one, and the Lakeshore Titans, incredible back-to-back undefeated seasons for this program.
It's a heck of a run, a historic run at that.
As they defeat Salmen 68-7. Absolutely incredible for this Titans program. So let's send a big thank you to those who helped bring you this game, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Trey Foles, Director of Broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, sideline cameraman, Rhett Sharp, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams, color analyst, Coach Jimmy Inman. So, from Lakeshore High School, where the Lakeshore Titans defeat the Salmen Spartans 68-7, my name is Grant Yenny. Good night. You are now leaving the Prep Zone. We'll see you in the playoffs.